Isialangwa South, Mamman. Ward 5, Mamman. Ward 4, Mamman. Ward 3, Mamman. Ward 2, Mamman. Ward 8, Mamman. Ward 9, Mamman. Ward 1, Mamman. Ward 10, Pezuan. Symbol of APC. Tigre. Kawali. Clean one. I'm by 2023. APC. Give Otti, Abia State. Local government. This is a certain they were anyway. Amala, not only you can make away mono, but in this a certain they were lying here mono. Amala,
Amala, Mamano, Keleno, Mamano, Keleno, Isialangwa South, Mamano, Isialangwa North, Mamano, Osisio Mamano, Abia Central, Mamano, Abia State, Mamano, Nigeria, Kelezono. Youth! Action! Nzobu, Nzobu! Nzobu! Nzobu, Nzobu! Nzobu! Nzobu Eduwoko! Nzobu Eduwaye! Nzobu!
Nzobu PDP. Okay,
How did the head Marani?
Yes, sir.
I'm Mundeke. And Hobla, feel a lot right. I did a half year. And I'm going to delay them intimidate.
Yes.
They didn't delay every time Pilar go in Bodike. Every time Pilar go in Bodike.
Ah, yeah, you want to put your hands together wherever you are. Put your hands and scream. That's great.
One more and a well. One more. Then the mama.
That's a good one.
Adema. Speech Makande Nde radio Lande TV Lande Olade Nuchibo Edrela Beke. But Hente Kala speech Yambo
When 11 governors neutralize coronavirus, we don't order when you outside their state for cure. And that is the truth. So, I would really like to throw their say, Agala. Election 2015 and 2019, Agala.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are still on AF Television on the platform of AF News. Remember that everything you want to read pertaining to news in and around the country, the one-stop shop for news contents is www.afnews.ng. And today I have with me a guest in the studio, a knowledgeable political exposed person and the media aide to one of the prominent political actors in Abia State, the person of Dr. Alex Otti. I have with me his media aide, Ferdinand Ekeoma. Ferdinand Ekeoma, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Is it good afternoon or good morning? You're welcome.
Thank you once again.
You're welcome this morning. We're just watching the video of your boss during his formal declaration from APGA to APC recently, which had like 2 weeks ago, and it's still that news is still trending on the social media and other media platforms because it was a very strong move which he did officially that same day. We want to thank you again for coming for our program.
Thank you.
I remain Emenike Rebu, the anchor of this particular show, which is the focal point. Focal point is where we discuss political issue and other issues that matters to Nigerians. Thank you again for joining us. So, Ferdinand Ekeoma, thank you for coming again.
Thank you.
Yeah, your boss recently moved from APC, from APGA, All Progressive Grand Alliance, to All Progressive Congress. There's progressive in all of them.
Exactly.
Can you give us insight into the reasons why he actually made that all-important move?
Well, the reasons we had made public. Of course, you are aware we had been in APGA between 2014, when Dr. Alex Otti joined APGA. Between 2014 and this moment, in the time we took the decision to move to the All Progressives Congress. And throughout the period we were in APGA, Dr. Alex Otti leading the voyage, putting everything to ensure that APGA was taken to a level it had never been prior to the time he joined. Unfortunately, a lot of things began to happen, and very sadly, the challenges, the cracks, the confusion, the frictions weren't just limited to Abia as a state. You had it in Anambra, you had it in Imo. At least these are, strong APGA areas, APGA states. And people like him were at the forefront of striving to ensure that things were rightly done. A lot of issues. We wouldn't want to start mentioning individuals again, so that we wouldn't be, taken aback by the things we had mentioned. But the issue that things went wrong, courtesy of the leadership. We had at the national level, the whole thing went down to the state levels. It affected the states very badly, the party badly, in Imo, in Anambra, and in Abia. And after the election, we did everything in conjunction with other respected, APGA leaders, ranging from Sir Victor May, Ambassador Mrs. Bianca Odumegunjuku. You had the likes of Frank Neji of ABC Transport, Eze, Humphrey Anumodu, and just name them. Very distinguished, accomplished individuals who found themselves in the party, to use their platform and make a statement. So they've all tried to ensure that peace, they tried to ensure that peace was restored, that the right things were done, and the people who caused this problem continued to push. But at the point we took a decision to move on. We've paid our dues. There's absolutely no doubt about that. We played our role. We, made huge inroads where we are, which is Abia State. Dr. Alex Otti and his team made huge inroads that will remain evergreen in the minds of Abians.
Okay.
So our decision is to move ahead.
Okay, considering the fact that most Abians are aware where APGA was before Dr. Alex Otti joined, and it seems as though immediately he joined live, came back to APGA. Now that he's leaving, obviously, what happened to that party in the state?
Well, we are no longer interested. We don't play double game. We don't play double standard. If we say we're here. And just like where you choose to leave this place, as your office, and relocate to another place, whatever happens to you after you must have left, wouldn't matter to you. You would not be interested. So we've moved on. We know we've got friends, we've got very people we still respect, who are still pushing a lot of things that are still happening to ensure that the party, is reclaimed. And the truth is that we have some emotional attachment. You have it. Every other person has it for some reasons. You understand? Party politics apart. That is the truth. So we wish them the very best. Even though we are not interested in what happens there, we are not bothered. We've moved to the APC, and our desire should be to ensure that APC is taken to the highest level. We align with other progressives, the hard-working progressives in the APC, to take APC to the left. So our interest is APC.
Okay, we want to thank you for still joining us. Our numbers and viewers are growing by the number. I can see our numbers are really growing based on the data I can see on the screen at the moment. We want to thank you for keep watching this program. Remember, I am still with the media aide to Dr. Alex Otti, the person of Ferdinand Ekeoma, and all this content for you to have to watch every other content that we produce via this studio. You can just go to AF Television and on YouTube and view all our former and old contents as we got programs that we have produced from this studio. You can also follow us on our social media handles, on our YouTube, on our Instagram, and our Twitter, specifically our Twitter. You can tweet to us from here. We're going to respond to it. And also on the trend of this of our live show on Facebook, you can still drop your comments and we'll go through it. We have a comment now from one Oscar Prince, and he's saying, whichever party, what we need now is a liberator of Abia State. He said whichever party it is, the Abia State needs a liberator. Moving forward, before we start commenting on those comments or allowing you to react to those comments, let's ask another question. Now, what actually motivated Dr. Alex Otti to now move to APC? What was the motivation? What was the motivating factor?
Well, in fact, I think our best friends are found in the APC. We had said it before, and I want to restate it, that we've got very respected friends. Dr. Alex Otti has got outside politics, has got very prominent citizens of Nigeria in the APC who have been urging him to take this decision. They've been on him. And we think that the APC provides us with the best opportunity to align with our friends, with our allies, with progressives, with respected sound minds who are ready to partner with Dr. Alex Otti to keep pushing for the betterment of our state. So what we have in APC, the great minds we have there, the structure we have there, are very committed people who have the desire to have Alex Otti there, are the motivating factors. And again, we've got millions of Abians who at a point started calling that this decision should be taken. And just like that commentator just said there, whichever political party, people have said, we want you to go and play whichever platform. The most important thing is for Abia to be savaged. So if I know that if I align with you in whatever political party you are, as far as that political party has the interest of Abians at heart, and if I align with you to help get that desired result for Abians, of course, I will align with you to achieve that, as long as it's an agenda. It's an agenda that, will protect the interest of Abians.
Okay, remember that you can actually contribute on this show. You can send us SMS, you can send us WhatsApp messages, you can also drop your comment on this trend. Remember, the number to call will be appearing on your screen anytime soon. Just all you need to do is either send us a WhatsApp message on that number, or you can send us an SMS on that number, or you can also drop your trend on this trend here. You can likewise tweet us on afnews.ng. We have another comment here from Mike Akbara. He says, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Abia must be liberated come 2023. Let's move forward. The liberation. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, I want to ask you again. What do you think? What do you think the APC will give him? Do you think the APC will give him the opportunity to actualize his ambition of being governor of Abia State?
Well, with due respect, I think it is very early. It is too early to begin to talk about tickets and 2023. And this is our position. We try to discuss politics with every sense of responsibility. The reason for joining political party should not only be for the purpose of contesting an election. In fact, during his meeting with the leaders of the world, with his word in, initial Alangwa South, Dr. Alex Otti said, what if in 2023 I say, I'm not running? Will anybody tie a rope to my neck and say, you must run? So, it's not all about giving you tickets. There are people who are in the party. And the contest cannot be narrowed down to any single individual because you don't know other people's ambitions. The most important thing is, first, go there it's a political party that you're joining, align with progressives. There are people, very respected, leaders of the party who are excited because Dr. Alex Otti joined the party. And the reason is simple. Because these people have seen the capacity, they have seen the sincerity, they have seen your straightforwardness. They know that in you they found an ally, to align with, to push. Because I believe that most of the leaders of the APC, they desire a better Abia. So we are on the same page. So it's not all about the platform to run for an election. When the time comes, the people will decide, the party will decide who would be the flag bearer. But for now, it is wrong for us, and it will be very wrong for us to begin to analyze our reasons for joining APC or our membership of APC on the basis of 2023 election. We have all seen what happened in recent times during the period of the lockdown. Nobody even knew that there was going to be a lockdown. Nobody knew there was going to be coronavirus. Nobody knew that things that have happened were going to happen. A lot of people have lost their lives. A lot of people who were doing 2023 permutations. So we want to, face these issues with full sense of humility and responsibility, and also realize we've got people who are in the party, and all we need is collaboration. During the caucus meeting, Dr. Alex Otti made it clear that we are coming to build. That is our ideology. That is our philosophy. We are not coming to destroy. And our position, our philosophy has always been to build. And he is a man that has that track record of excellence, of building, of taking every institution he meets to the highest level. And that is what we continue
we
to
remember clearly during his speech at Isialongwa, when on his official declaration for the All Progressive Congress, he said that he's a man on a mission, that his mission has not ended.
Of course.
Is the mission good governance for Abia, or is it for governorship ambition, so that we would know exactly what that mission means?
The essence of governance, the essence of being a governor will always stand defeated if there is no good governance. So first and foremost, the primary thing that motivated him to leave the corporate world and leave his comfort zone to come to Abia and join the Abia politics, the murky waters of Abia politics, was to make life better for Abians, was to align with others, to turn things around for the good people of Abia State. So it's not all about when you're on a mission, you have a process. We said this is a voyage, and the voyage is still on. Okay? So when the time comes, if you see you have a better person who has the capacity to do it more than you, of course you align. Dr. Alex Otti is willing. He has made it clear. He's willing to align with the person to get to that destination. But the last point, the destination, is the governorship seat. It doesn't matter whether it's going to be him. It could be you. He's ready to align with you. So the process, it's a process. But where it will climax to have a governor that will put the interests of Abians at heart.
Okay, remember that you can join us on this program. You can join. Well, comments are already drifting in on high numbers. People are already asking questions, so we're going to stay asking most of these questions.
No problem.
You can drop your comments on this trend. You can send us a WhatsApp message. You can send us an SMS message, and the numbers to do that are on your screen. You can see the numbers 090-333-9775. I am still with the media aide to Dr. Alex Otti, OFR. The person of Ferdinand Ekeoma is in the studio with me, and we'll be going on to ask more questions. At that time when Dr. Alex Otti joined APC, there were still some kind of voices. I remember being on a radio program, and some people were calling and saying, "Oh, why will he enter now? Is it because he wants to remove Mr. So-so-so? He wants to remove Mr. So-so-so? If they give Mr. So-so-so ticket, that will. What is it? Why are there some dissenting voices? Are there some people who are uncomfortable with his joining APC, and why?"
Dissenting voices are bound to be heard. But the most important thing is that we've got the support of majority of the party men, majority of the leaders of the party. Party is an institution and doesn't belong to any individual. And sadly, some of the people who are murmuring, who are not comfortable, are the people who should have no right to even murmur, to say anything. Because such people joined like others. We've got some foundation leaders of the party who are not saying anything, who are happy and excited. I mean, respected leaders who joined the party on formation. We have people who joined shortly after the formation of the party. Most of them are just excited. So it's just a minority group, maybe who know that the party and the leaders have lost confidence in them for whatever reasons. They are the people that are exhibiting such, disapproval.
We have a comment here. But we commented by Matthew Mbaka Obu. He said, with Dr. Alex Otti in APC, the confidence of Abians is viable. The confidence of Abians in viable governorship will be repositioned in the development and better life for the people of the state. We have another comment. That's a comment, that's not a question. We have another comment from Ihedi Bumbuku. He said, I personally commend Dr. Alex Otti for his bold step. He has tried his best with ABGA. He gave ABGA in Abia State strong name and value. The top leadership of the party commercialized the party to the detriment of her supporters. I wish Dr. Alex Otti well in his new party, hoping that he will actualize his dream of transforming Abia State. Okay, that's still comments, no question yet. Let's still go back to that same question which we ask you. Why do you think there will be opposition? Why are they opposing? Is there something that Alex Otti is coming with that looks that they need to oppose it? Or are they afraid of something that we don't know about?
Like I said, because we, need to put it the way this. Majority of the leaders and members of the party are very excited. These things are bound to happen in party politics. Some people are bound to feel uncomfortable that you are coming. Especially when such individuals, for whatever reason, view you as a threat to their either ambition or agenda or whatever. But the most important thing is that we've got very many respected leaders of the party. We have a former governor, we have former senators, we have former high respected, very respected leaders. We've got former ministers in the party, and most of them are excited. That is the most important thing. The majority of the people know that the party, as an opposition party at the state level, needs to be at the highest level. And for it to be at the highest level, for it to play the role it needs to play, it needs the best hands. So what Alex Otti, is not coming to play party politics. The best party politics you can play is to be on the same page with fellow progressives, align with them, push the party to where it should be, put heads together, and even attract development to the state. Federal project to the state. They can do it. They can put heads together. You must not even be elected to attract that, just like he had done through the NDDC in the past, and that is ongoing in your own own community.
Yes, my community. There's an ongoing project.
Go to Salam and see what he did. That is extremely fantastic.
Let us see what another one of our contributors is saying here. Nenaba is saying, "Thank you, Fedi." That should be Fedi is your name, of course. I wonder why Dr. Alex Otti defection to APC is giving some people's worry. Why can't they allow time and process before talking about tickets? What are their fears? Thank you, Jare. That's another one. We have a commendation here for AF News. Fairmont Carlos says, more grace, AF News. That's to us. We thank you. We thank you.
You guys.
That's a special one. We thank you. So let's ask you again. What exactly is Alex Otti, your principal, bringing to APC? What is it bringing to APC?
He's bringing excellence. He's bringing competence. He's bringing development. He said we are coming to build. And building means you must go into alliance with people. He is grounded and is always at the best in whatever he does. At his best in whatever he does. So what he desires to do is to align with other leaders of the party to ensure that APC, the All Progressives Congress, being the party in power at the highest level, is felt in Abia. We've got leaders here who are striving, doing very well. He's going to do is to partner with them. Let us see something extraordinary that the party can do for the state. The party at the federal level, has some things that is already doing. But I believe, and there's absolutely no doubt, that by the time that Alex Otti settles down very well with those leaders of the party. We are all going to see what will happen in the name of APC.
Okay, we'll be playing more video of what happened on the 14th of August, the day Dr. Alex Otti officially moved from APGA to APC. The video is on your screen at the moment. We'll allow people to actually hear some little things he said on that day before we continue with our interaction with his media aide, Dr. Ferdinand Ekeoma. I almost added doctor.
Okay. Like this. There is no sitting on the fence. All we need is sitting on the fence, then you are part of them. We want a situation where school, I have to a situation and a member of parliament to take it. I like Umanda, every know we are a village. Glorified village. I live in all those things, I got work. All the geography out of Abia State. All and all the other. So it's really possible. Yes. It's not way to go back here. Our governor, a brother. Last year, we other governor out of about the 10 or 11 governors who neutralized coronavirus. We know other ones outside their state for cure. And that is the truth. So, I wouldn't like to go through that. Agala. Election 2015 and 2019, Agala. It's now the Dimo in Germany. Man, you can't have you well. I got finding a minute. And you look only money capacity, only money talent, only money skills, only money network, only even the only all the people with that capacity for 5 years old, I can support you. The truth is that while it will be good to be government, it is not a matter of life and death. But I don't want to hear. I don't only issue the name. How they were running in this area. All the way before I gave this area. That is what I stand for. We don't say we do a guy a boy state. No, you don't know what. How long? Governor, we live in a 200 years. So they wanted to know. I think they do everybody almost sentiments, sir. Àwọn ìyẹ̀bẹ̀ òsìẹ̀bẹ̀ lẹ́jọ́ ọjọ́ nàgbà yóò pàmò bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ̀ síta. Àìgbà náà dùdú ó ní ọ̀gá lójúgbà ilé ìrìn ọ̀hún mọ́tò àgbèdí ó sí yóò àgbàfẹ́ ọ̀hún níbi àgbàfẹ́ ọ̀gọ̀ yóò rí fọ́ọ̀rí ọ̀dọ́ àgbèdí láti gbé àgbà. Tòun nínú àjọra ewé púpọ̀ pàdánù. Nangara ya ike bishime whether I'm not at all. Even there are weak images, you look at the last part of it. What's the night of images? No, we don't be a bit. So people, who don't have a time, now that I'm even a hassle. When one you die, maybe she didn't either it will be the German because the hell I'm
Okay, we are back to the studio again. We are still here with you. We never went anywhere, actually. We just wanted you to digest some of the comments Dr. Alex Otti, OFR, said on the 14th of August 2020 when he moved officially from All Progressive Grand Alliance to All Progressive Congress, All Progressive, that's the good part of it, it's All Progressive. So let us now look at some of the questions we have on our platform here. We have one question from Mwabeze Success Onyekachi. Mwabeze Success Onyekachi. He is asking, Mr. Ferdinand, good afternoon. Dr. Alex Otti hosted the leader of APC in Abia Dr. Ojo Okalu in his country home in Arochukwu and joined APC in Isialangwa South. Where is Dr. Alex Otti really from? That is his own question. But can you react to that, please?
Okay. What is the Onyekachi, right? That's
yes, what is Onyekachi, yes.
Dr. Alex Otti is from Isialangwa South in Abia State. Ehinogoro, that's his word. More room for say. Isialangwa South, AG of Abia State. His ancestral home, this of course, we have since passed this issue. His ancestral home is Arochukwu. He's a great Mazi. He's a legendary Mazi. And he's very proud to associate with his ancestral home, Arochukwu. Of course, he has a house in Arochukwu. He has an edifice in Arochukwu. And during a burial of a respected son of Aro Kibo, he hosted some APC leaders and friends who came, including non-APC members. Somebody like Savik May was also there. And other people respected, former Governor Ojo Okalu was there. Many other respected leaders were there. So he hosted them there in his house. There's no issue about where he comes from. In fact, he is the most qualified to, if it's on the basis of where one comes from. The most important thing, there's no doubt, there's no issue about whether he's an Abian. He is more Abian than those who are trying to ask questions about this. He's a legendary Mazi.
Okay, we had other issues also that came out from that his official declaration and movement to the APC. We had the issue of the number of people that moved from with him. We're hearing some people say them. I heard him actually say 400,000. Some people say he said 450,000. And people were asking that if he has that kind of number, what exactly? Why didn't he win 2019 election? What do you have to say concerning those people? Even the people that cast part in the state had to even issue a press release on that same issue. What was your take on that?
That was a creation, the distortion, a creation of PDP. That's the truth. Dr. Alex Otti made a statement and said we were coming with over 400,000 members, and that's a fact. That's a fact. We are grounded. We ran an election in this state in 2015. We ran an election in 2019. That you did some terrible things, endangering the lives of our citizens, and we didn't counter you in those extreme actions doesn't mean that our supporters don't exist. That you've been doing terrible things to climb to power doesn't mean that we do not have the desired population to win a free and fair election in Abia State. You make all sorts of claims of the number of people that are your supporters. The truth is that how many people are actually following you, how many genuine Abians are following you are your supporters. But you will always write the result and claim you have so number of people. So this thing, the issue of whether it's 400,000 or 400, they even said 400. They went and fabricated 400. I say, can you imagine, he's only coming with only 400 members. Those are inconsequential issues. The truth is that all that we've been doing is to discuss issues that will be of importance to Abians, issues that will, engender development. We want good governance. That's what we are talking about. Alex Otti's movement to APC is anchored on actualizing the desired governance. That's what Abians want. Okay? I just gave you an instance. He attracted a huge, strategic project. That was in 2017. A road project that is about 12 kilometers. It hasn't been completed because we have another phase of the distance that is ongoing now. You have different all the way from from Omoro to Ntinga. To Ntinga Junction. Heading to Ntinga Junction. That's where you can drive from Ntinga Junction straight to Omoro Mfosi. Courtesy of Dr. Adesu through the NDDC. And of course, you remember the man that came to commission the project, the special advisor to the president of media, Mr. Femi Adesina. It wasn't a political party something. Those are the things we want. And now that Dr. Alex Otti in APC gives him the platform, gives him a better platform, a better opportunity to attract more projects. And this project we are talking about, this road we are talking about, is a project that cuts across up to 4 villages, up to more than 10 wards. Now, you have leaders of the same PDP, many leaders of the same PDP from East and South. Most of the people you hear make noise, those are people who will pick people and lock them up because they're asking questions. Most of them come from there. What did they do? What have they attracted to the people? Those are the things that matter. Remember, let me digress a bit. just was it last year, right? They set up a committee to investigate NDDC projects in. Have you heard anything about that committee? When they set up that committee, what did we do? We issued an official release declaring support to the state government for that. We declared our support to them. Have you heard anything again? Because we are proud of what we did and what we've done, the things we are doing. There are the same projects in Arochukwu as well. That of your this thing is ongoing. These are strategic projects. Go and see the quality of the road projects. Verifiable. It's not substandard, the one you do and tomorrow it will collapse. Because somebody has integrity. Because somebody's integrity is at stake whenever you are attracting something. That's the type of thing we desire in Abia. It's not these petty politics they are coming up with. You see, they want to use this thing, they like to use this as distractions, as diversions. They do not always desire to discuss issues, but we are more interested in discussing issues.
Okay, remember that we are still on AF television, on the platform of AF News. I just told you earlier on that if you want to actually read authentic and current news updates coming from Nigeria and other parts of the world, the first stop for all forms of news is www.afnews.ng. We still have Ferdinand Ekeoma, the media aide to Dr. Alex Otti, in the studio. We have been x-raying the activities of Alex Otti, his movement from APGA to APC. Let us now move forward a little bit to look at the states, because he too is from Abia State. He should be able to also give us his view concerning what's happening in the state and his take on the development of the state at the moment. Yes. Let's not talk about Abia State as a whole. The government recently said that opposition are demarketing the state too much. Why is opposition demarketing the state, please?
It's not even possible. Let me not say it's not easy. It's not even possible for the opposition to demarket the state. A star cannot be demarketed. If you are performing, nobody can demarket you, because we will overwhelm every effort at demarketing. Just like FN News, you guys are doing well. Is it easy for maybe a smaller media platform to come and say it's demarketing FN News? No, you will always be on top of your game. We are not in power. These people are in power. We are just an opposition. So you've got all that it takes to perform. You've got the statutory monthly allocation, state allocation, you've got the aide allocations, you've got the oil derivation fund, you've got the internally generated revenues, you've got all these huge resources to work, develop the states. Don't pay attention to distraction, but because you know you are not performing, you will always look for imaginary opponents, imaginary enemies to blame for your failures. Now, if you look at the government very well, you could see internal fighting, infighting, every now and then.
Hold on, please, before you go on, I think there's a need for us to address this issue. One basic success just said that I don't have your time. This focal point is for Ndiabga. That's why the anchor of the program only reads commendations and ignore critical questions. I don't think we ignored your question, Mr. Nwabeze. I actually asked your question, maybe you're not following, and it was fully answered by our guest in the studio. So there's no need for us to disparage each other. We're on point and we're on course. And this program have hosted different kind of people, not just Ferdinand Ekeoma. So please be guided. Let's go back. Yes, let's continue with your question, with your answer.
So what I'm saying is that if you look at what is happening in the government that is in power, see the kind of infighting that I have never seen in my life in any state. The kind of embarrassing friction.
How are you sure of these infighting?
But you're hearing them now. A situation where this person will write, you see during the COVID-19, whatever they were doing, see the task force, the battle they were fighting openly, non-appointees of the governor. This person accused the other person, they went to a meeting and there was physical confrontations. Embarrassing developments every day. Recently, you saw letters and counter letters. You saw the team of a particular commissioner wrote against a particular person, a deputy chief of staff. You read it, where they were attacking him, responding to what he wrote, inciting this thing he wrote. Now you saw the other letters of those who are political jobbers and non-political jobbers. This is one government as far as we are concerned. You're seeing all these things. Now recently you saw those of people attacking each other, rating a former chief press secretary and the serving chief press secretary of the governor. These petty things are happening, and when these things happen, they end up creating unnecessary enmity that distract the government. These problems create the opportunity for disagreement and failure. Because once because you people cannot cooperate very well as one government, there is room for failure. There is room for, lack of development. That is what we're saying. So, you see, it is the government. Most times you see the appointees of the people. Sometimes we've seen charts that were leaked where people were expressing the anger. The governor, these people, they've not been paid. These people are not being taken care of. We've been supporting the government. And you've seen internal sabotage up and down. Okay? You've seen people who attacked the government, raised critical questions, issues, only for them to be appointed by the same government. I am not against anybody, who was criticizing the government to be appointed. Not at all. Okay? This is politics. If you are criticizing the government and the government finds you worthy of occupying a particular position, or maybe say, okay, let us see what you can offer. And there's nothing wrong about that. Because sometimes when people point out loopholes, they believe they can do this thing better. So if you are engaged, there's nothing wrong with them. But when somebody raises serious allegations against the government, you didn't set up any committee, you didn't attempt to bring the person to come and defend the things he said, you didn't go to court, and suddenly you appoint the person to come and work for you, without the person either denouncing the allegations he leveled or proving that the allegations are true, and you appoint him to come and work in that. What message does that send? It indirectly tells us that you are guilty of the allegation that has been leveled against you, and all you are trying to do is to shut the person up, conceal this thing. So that shows lack of integrity in democratic governance, and we are against that. Those are the things we are opposed to. So nobody is demarcating. Sometimes you see the government, the agents of the. Let me just give you another example. Recently, our governor was sick. He was hit by the COVID-19 virus, and he was flown out of the state. Prior to that time, the governor told us they had built world-class isolation center. They had built world-class hospitals everywhere. They've got, motivated workers, everywhere. But when our governor was infected, they took him outside Abia State for treatment.
Yes, the governor. No. Let me correct you. Let me say something.
Okay.
During a recent Zoom meeting that the governor held with Abia media professionals, which I also participated, the governor said that after series of tests here, there was a need for a second opinion because the treatments he was getting were not actually relating properly. So there was a need for a second opinion. That was what led him to move out of the state for a second opinion. So I think we cannot criticize that. We cannot say that.
Excuse me, does that provide an answer to the question? You claim to have built all the governors that were infected remained in that state, got treated in that state, and recovered in that state.
But how many of them were in a critical state that needed a second opinion?
I'm coming anyway. But remember when the governor was down, we didn't utter any word. We didn't condemn the governor. We didn't criticize him being taken outside the state. It was intentional because we didn't want to play politics with the life of the governor. We didn't want to be accused of being inhuman. So we kept quiet and we genuinely on our own prayed for the governor, and God knows what I'm telling you, for the governor to recover, because it wasn't going to be in the interest of anybody for anything bad to happen to the governor. That's the truth. That was our position. That was why Dr. Lesoti issued an official release deep down from his heart and equally contacted people to pray. For God knows what I'm telling you, for the recovery of the governor.
So I need to continue prayers to pray for
the
governor.
God knows what I'm telling you is a fact. God knows what I'm telling you. It's a fact. So we see, we don't think like these people who forget we are playing politics. We don't think like that. So when the governor now, for more than 1 month, for up to a month, nobody heard a word. Not even a single official statement from government house. Because that the governor left does not mean that governance should come to an end. It doesn't mean that a vacuum had been created. We had other government officials. Of course, the governor directed that somebody should take over, the deputy, right? And other government officials were equally working. But for 1 good month, nobody communicated to Abians. El-Rufai addressed his own citizens when he was with them. I'm coming. Wait. I'm coming.
The committee which the governor set up as regard COVID-19 consistently were communicating, and we were publishing those materials consistently.
No.
Who are supposed to communicate?
No. You are talking completely different thing. We are talking about the health status of the government.
Okay.
That's what I'm telling you.
Okay.
They never did it for us.
The message that was released as regard the development of his health.
No. We're talking about updates of this man was sick. He was done. He's a governor of the state. Other states understood the processes in governance, and they will update and say the governor is recovering. This. We didn't say the governor should have come because we were told his case was critical. We weren't saying. Well, I'm not telling you the governor should have come to address us when he was unable. No, nobody. Nobody wanted to put the governor under unnecessary pressure. My brother, governance has processes. There is a certain standard that you shouldn't go below. These people never did this. For 1 good month, nobody addressed that to say this is a situation. What did we now see? We now saw a video of the governor. I'm coming. We now saw a video of the governor playing table tennis. So the governor became so fit and healthy to play table tennis, and he wasn't fit enough to address his citizens. What does that tell you about governance?
Let's look at the comment on our trend here. It says, not really the political party that matters, but the individuals. Political parties lack ideologies. I believe that the parties are vehicles for politicians. Politicians used to get to power. A man with capacity will always deliver irrespective of the political leaning. That's what Mr. Chijoko Cho is telling us now. He's on his trend now. He's saying it. He just posted it. Let's now look at another issue, another current decision of the government. The government slashed the allowances of its aides to queue up to the current COVID-19 situation where most countries of our financial capacity have been affected. Don't you think that's the right step in the right direction?
It is a right step in the right direction, but in the first place, there are things, the whole thing is shrouded in secrecy. You don't even know.
But it's the right step.
I've said so now. But you see, we are intelligent enough to know when people are playing to the gallery, when the government is playing to the gallery. You see, the issue of non-payment of salaries, non-payment of pension arrears, these are serious issues. And we have seen the negative impacts of these things. And that is why we keep calling. Because when we say, pay these people, we're not telling you to give us money. Everybody is affected, directly or indirectly. So, when you wake up and say there are more important things we want you to do with such the monies you are saving. If you have told us we are saving this money to be able to pay these pensioners, to clear arrears of salaries, owing certain institutions, and we'll be excited. Okay?
We have a comment here from another person, Obinna Mbahirike. He is now referring to your boss. He say political desperation after murdering a party and his genuine chances. Yadewa.
Let's respond to it. Everybody matters. Obinna, right?
Obinna Mbahirike.
My brother Obinna Mbahirike. First, if you had knowledge of where Abga was, then you wouldn't say anybody murdered. That's number one. And again, the problem we are talking about where it concerns Abga, we do not want to, go back to Abga issues because we have respect for the party and we don't want to bring the party to public ridicule. The problem with the party goes beyond Abia. That is the truth, even though some people wanted to take the opportunity to mess us up in Abia, and we resisted them to the end.
In case you don't know, this Obinna Mbahirike was in 2015 attempted to be the House of Representative candidate for Isukwata North Federal Constituency, which he battled out with Dr. Ijikoji then in Isukwata, if you remember him very well. So I think he's coming from that angle and criticizing of us.
Okay, that's his own. He hasn't said anything. Okay, so I was saying that again you made mention of desperation. Fantastic. Yes, Dr. Alex Otti is very desperate to write the checkered history of Abia State. It was because of that genuine desperation, people-oriented desperation, that he left, the place he was, which many people, you hardly see anybody who would want to take such a risk, to make such sacrifice. So whether you like it or not, Alex Otti is not your everyday politician who is desperate for economic survival through politics. Not at all. He's an institution, and he has built massive institutions that will sustain him by the grace of God all the rest of his life. So this thing is not all about Alex Otti desperation, that type you see in Abia. It's a desperation aimed at wiping the tears of pensioners, unemployed youths, and all the rest of them. So clearly critical issues. We are discussing issues. We are talking about governance. I said it and I want to restate it, that without good governance, the essence of politics is defeated. The essence of governorship is defeated. It's not people, they don't just become a governor because you want to answer a governor. We still make reference to Mbako because of the legacy.
Okay, over the weekend, the governor of Abia State, Dr. Okize Ikpeazu, said he has forgiven those that prayed for him to be dead, that he has forgiven them. I think that's a wonderful step also for
a very
us to move
wonderful step. I must commend the governor for saying that, but he should not forget.
You should forgive, but don't forget.
But don't forget, learn a lesson, sir. Those guys around you who were politicking when you were sick, terribly sick, some of them had already started aligning and realigning. I've heard stories of what. Yes, now.
Rumors.
We've already heard stories of what transpired, what happened in government house from reliable sources within the government. A lot of terrible things happened. So I believe this will give the governor the opportunity to reassess, to think critically and see, is that how these people are? And for them to exploit the opportunity of the governor's sickness to be playing petty politics everywhere. Some people were already marking down those to be dislodged, to be thrown away from the government. That's how bestial people could be. And it's dangerous. So it's good, Your Excellency, that you have forgiven them. It's good you've forgiven them. That will bring you closer to God. God loves forgiveness and those with forgiving spirit. But then get rid of political jobbers. Get rid of people who do not mean well for your government.
Still in this trade of political jobbers? It creates a lot of problem because you need to off your mic. You can come to that political jobber.
You calm down, small. Let me pass the message across that you should, when the reality of political jobbing cannot be disputed in other state politics, and that's a lot of people have
who is a political jobber?
People who do not want to do another thing, who want to incite crisis, want to create confusion as an opportunity to consolidate and continue to make the government right. They are political jobbers. People who always create confusion where none exists. They are the political jobbers.
We want to thank you for this show. We want to thank you, Ferdinand Ekeoma, for coming in on this show. We want to thank you for all the comments, both the ones we cannot get to now. Our time is really running out. We want to thank you for being with us on this show. This is AF Television on the AF News platform. To watch again the full content of this video, you will hook up, go to our YouTube now and subscribe to AF News Television, AF News Television, to subscribe now so that you can get the full content again to watch on our YouTube. Remember also to go to our Twitter handle AF News NG and follow us on Twitter and on Instagram on that same title, AF News NG. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram and enjoy all our content. Thank you for being with us. Ferdinand, we thank you again for coming. We appreciate you. On a final note, what do you want to tell your fellow APC? You're not APC member. Your fellow APC member.
In case you don't know, I was a founding member of the APC. I voted in the presidential convention in in Lagos in 2014. So I was used to the APC. The reason why I crossed over to back to APGA, was when Dr. Alex Otti joined the party, and I felt he stood the best chance, showed the zeal, showed the capacity, and of course, we never regretted. I never regretted the decision I took. Now I'm back to the family of the progressives. To my fellow APC members, we are together, pushing forward for the betterment of our state, and we come with utmost respect to all the leaders, to everybody. We are going to work together at all levels to ensure that we take our party to the next level. And by the special grace of God, we are all going to succeed very collectively.
Thank you very much for being with us and joining us on this show. Thank you, Abians and Nigerians, for watching. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Remember, we'll be having another live show very soon in the next 1 hour. We also urge you to join us and enjoy it. Thank you, and God bless.